Live from the WCTV studios, this is Eyewitness News at noon. Coverage you can count on.
Good afternoon. Police are looking for answers, and several people are recovering after two drive-by shootings in Madison County.
The incident's happening in Greenville at the corners of Main and Obadiah and Church Streets. Our Charlene Criswell has been following this story. She joins us live from the scene. All
right, Charlene, what can you tell us about these shootings last night?
All right, well, Art and Shonda, the Madison County Sheriff's Office and FDLE are investigating exactly what happened here. Now, there have been very few updates, but here is what we do know. We do know that around 8 p.m., the first shots were fired on Obadiah and Main Street, which is about a block from where I am right now. A second shooting happened on Obadiah and Church Avenue, where I am, and you can still see behind me there's still some crime scene tape that is wrapped around on this stop sign, and then there are also a few scattered areas where there is still crime scene tape. Also, what we do know is that there are 5 people who were taken to the hospital in this. We still don't know the extent of their injuries or their conditions at this time. Now, since I've been here, I've seen children playing out in the street. I've seen people just driving around doing their normal daily routine. I asked the Madison County Sheriff's Office if people need to be concerned for their safety in this community, and they told me no. They said that they do believe that the area is safe, but they are encouraging anyone with information to give them a call. I'll have much more tonight on Eyewitness News, but for now, Art and Shonda, back to you.
All right, Charlene, we'll be sure to keep you up to date, both on air and, of course, on WCTV.tv. Thanks for that live report.
Well, in Valdosta, police are also looking for answers after a man was found dead in his car. 44-year-old Terry Williams was found on Broad Street Saturday morning suffering from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are saying that this appears to be an isolated and not random incident. No arrests have been made.
Jackson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a double homicide. This after receiving a call on Saturday about a man with a gun. Police responded at Rocky Creek Community in Marianna. They eventually made contact with a suspect who displayed a gun. After a standoff, an officer shot the man. 75-year-old William Hawk has been identified as the suspect. He's facing several charges, including 2 counts of murder, after police found 2 women dead inside the residence. The deputy who shot Hawk has been placed on leave pending an internal investigation. JCSO will be holding a press conference on this today around 2 p.m.
Well, happening now in California, officials are working hard inspecting damage to the emergency spillway at the nation's tallest dam. Water has since stopped spilling over the Oroville Dam, but it's in danger of failing and flooding towns below.
Nearly 200,000 people remain under evacuation. John Blackstone has more.
Aerial footage taken over the Oroville Dam confirmed what officials feared the most: water pouring over the dam's emergency spillway for the first time since it was constructed over 50 years ago.
It's stressful, it's complex and rapidly changing.
Located at the beginning of California's Feather River, the 770-foot-high Oroville Dam is the tallest in the nation. Following months of rain, officials last week noticed a 200-foot-long gash in the dam's main spillway. As the erosion became worse, officials worried it could eventually breach the reservoir. But the backup emergency spillway, built to handle 250,000 cubic feet of water, showed signs of weakening. This caused officials to order the evacuation of cities located nearby, including Oroville and Yuba City.
There's a boat in the back if need be, so let's just hope it doesn't get to that. But I have somewhere to go close by if I need to.
I just got a text message and an alert just saying get out as fast as you can, and there's fire trucks that are going up and down our street saying evacuate.
For every 100,000 cubic feet per second that's flowing out of Lake Oroville, another 40,000 cubic feet per second is actually flowing into the lake. Now, luckily, dry weather is in the forecast for the next few days, and that will give water managers some precious time to get the level of the lake lower before wet weather arrives again and starts to raise the level again. John Blackstone, CBS News, Oroville, California.
Back in 2005, environmental groups filed a motion to urge officials to reinforce that spillway with concrete, warning it could cause severe damage to downstream environments.
All you could see was the TV and then the smoke coming through the window, and the smoke was just so heavy, no matter how many lights you shined in, you couldn't see anything in front of you.
A Sunday morning fire in Georgia claims the life of former NFL player Quentin Moses and 31-year-old Andrea Goodard and her 10-year-old daughter. Officers are still working to determine the cause, the fire leaving neighbors and family members in disbelief. Moses was also a former UGA football player.
North Carolina investigators are now looking into a deadly shooting. This involved a trooper and a driver. The State Highway Patrol says Trooper Jeremy Mathis attempted to pull Willard Scott Jr. over. After a brief chase, Scott reportedly tried to run away on foot. An armed confrontation occurred, and Scott was shot, pronounced dead at the scene. Officials say that Scott was involved in an officer-involved shooting back in 2008.
United Airlines passengers are scared to fly after the pilot goes on a rant before takeoff on Saturday. Well, the pilot was removed from the plane after going on a political rant over the plane's PA system. Well, they were traveling from Austin, Texas to San Francisco when the female pilot went on a rant about President Trump and Hillary Clinton.
She started off by saying that she had not voted for either Trump or Clinton because they're a bunch of liars. Yeah, so that's an odd way to start off the welcome to your flight. But yeah, it just really sort of went downhill from there and didn't make a lot of sense to any of us.
During the incident, passengers tweeted saying they did not feel safe with her in the cockpit. 20 passengers actually got off the plane. United Airlines replaced the pilot and apologized to customers.
Well, today, President Trump is set to meet with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at the White House. The two are set to discuss various topics that they agree and disagree on. The President spent the weekend meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida.
Wei Jiang has the latest from the White House.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is meeting with President Trump at the White House.
It is the job of the Canadian Prime Minister to have a constructive working relationship with the President of the United States, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
The two leaders disagree on a number of issues, including immigration and trade. President Trump has campaigned on a pending NAFTA, the trade agreement between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. In 2015, Canada and the U.S. exchanged $575 billion worth of goods with each other.
The Keystone Pipeline.
But they do agree on the Keystone XL pipeline, which will run from Alberta, Canada to Nebraska.
I've been on the record for many years supporting it.
National Security Advisor Michael Flynn is expected to be on hand for some of the discussions with Prime Minister Trudeau. But CBS News has learned his job may be in jeopardy.
It's not for me to answer hypotheticals. It wouldn't be responsible. It's a sensitive matter.
General Flynn originally told officials he did not discuss U.S. sanctions with Russia's ambassador to the U.S. before President Trump took office. But U.S. intelligence agencies intercepted those calls.
I talked to General Flynn about that conversation.
Vice President Mike Pence is reportedly upset General Flynn misled him about the discussions prior to that appearance on Face the Nation. Wei Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Sources tell CBS News that General Flynn may have a few more weeks as the White House tries to figure out a new executive order on immigration.
An embarrassing move by the Department of Education on Sunday. The department took to Twitter quoting civil rights icon W.E.B. Du Bois, but it misspelled his name, spelling it as D.E. instead of D.U. The NAACP responded by tweeting another quote and emphasizing the correct spelling of Du Bois' name. The Department of Education's apology tweet was even more embarrassing, though, reading in part, quote, "Our deepest apologizes for the earlier typo."
All right, well, in your consumer news, automaker Ford is addressing growing safety concerns over the popular Ford Explorer SUV models 2014 through 2017. Hundreds of customers say the vehicle might be making them sick. Complaints saying that the exhaust is leaking into the vehicle. Ford is now facing lawsuits. The company is looking into those concerns.
Two more retailers are dropping Trump-branded products. Sears and Kmart say they will discontinue online sales of Trump home items like furniture and bedding. Neither carried the products in their retail stores. Sears said it was part of a push to focus on the most profitable items. Last week, Nordstrom stopped selling Ivanka Trump's clothing line.
Well, and Amazon is getting intimate with its own bra line, and the cost $10 or less per bra. Amazon's already created in-house lines for workout clothing.
All right. I guess that's a good price.
That is an excellent price.
Okay, good. All right.